Hi all, I missed being with you yesterday. I hope all is well. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week where we will have a class that is a mindfulness immersion. And I wanted to share with you some information so that you can be best prepared for next week, as there's a new practice, there's a new reading, and we will also be continuing a discussion of a previous reading. So first, a new practice. You'll be introduced to the body scan. This is a practice that you can begin to be guided by on the So Be Mindful app and on the website. There are 6, 12, and 18-minute variations. For those of you who found the focused attention practice to be one that really calls for a bit of some capacity to stay present or at least stay with the practice for 6, 12, or 18 minutes, you'll find that the body scan is a little bit easier for many people, in that there's more guidance and there's more of a journey that one takes as you move through different parts of the body. In fact, many people would find 6 minutes to be too quick, 12 minutes to sort of be okay, 18 minutes to perhaps be a sweet spot, 45 minutes is not uncommon for the body scan. However, as you introduce yourself to it, feel free to practice it for the 6, 12, or 18 minutes and to alternate it as you wish. We'll discuss the body scan in class. As with all mindfulness practices, know that you're the best judge of whether or not a practice might in some ways create an agitation or a discomfort that is outside of what we could call the window of tolerance, and use your own best judgment in terms of whether or not a practice should be stopped or modified. And you can always reach out to me and to pause if that's the case until you get more information, and then just to pivot to a different practice or to talk about an alternative to the practice. In addition to the body scan, you will continue to practice the focused attention practice. That is one of the practices that many people have as their long-term practice, and it's important to continue to have the experience and develop the familiarity with that practice. You'll find that the body scan and the focused attention are very, very similar in some respects, and we'll discuss those similarities as well as the ways in which they are, at least at the surface, rather different. In addition to the guided practice, you'll also be doing a MOM, and this meeting of the minds, will be one that tracks your own experience with something this week that you could say is akin to a Pedro or a Mendy moment, in terms of something that maybe surprised you or was unexpected or undesirable, or where you felt behind the 8 ball or felt a little bit anxious, and you would use the same length of a page to craft a meeting of the minds using the very same methodology, attentive to thoughts, feelings, sensations, as you describe that experience. Of course, only describe an experience that you're comfortable describing, and that will be the MOM. The vignette, essentially, this week is your own experience. And then there are 2 readings, one which is a new reading. I think you'll enjoy it. I think it will be informative. It's one that I find to be extremely important and interesting, and offers a way of considering and understanding mindfulness practice, as well as many, many other avenues of well-being, self-care, and insight that we might explore in life from a slightly different perspective. And I think it's one that can prove to be very useful to many of you. And I'm looking forward to discussing it. It is on the website. You can download a password-protected copy. This is from my forthcoming book, and you don't have to read that book for this class, but I thought you would find this chapter to be helpful. So I'm providing you with the chapter. It is only for your eyes, and you can get the passcode here. In addition to that chapter on solitude, and it's a different take on solitude than what might naturally come to mind, is the Leonard Riskin article on whether or not mindfulness can foster ethical conduct. And so please reread that or refamiliarize yourself with it, because we'll be discussing that too. I look forward to our coming together next week, where we will have an opportunity to do a variety of mindfulness practices. Maybe we'll get outside if the weather permits to do a practice outside as well. You might guess the practice that would be. as well as to deepen and continue our exploration of mindfulness conceptually as well as experientially. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me and to ask, either call or email or text, and I look forward to seeing you next week. You will continue to use the journal to track your practice, and I have made a link more readily available to you on the website, given that the original link that was provided was not working well. Thanks very much. Wishing you all well.